All right, we back with shit was like episode 9, 10. I think it's 9. I think it's 9. I haven't recorded in like months, but I think it's 9. And
Yep.
yeah, man, we got what do we got? We got the man, the myth, Oxela on this
What up?
episode. Tell the people what's up.
Yo, I'm just chilling, dude. Just out here living, just
Yeah.
trying to get shit done.
Yeah, man. Like you was saying, like this is my first time hearing you, yo. Like this is my first time it was even like having a conversation on like with our actual like voices instead of like messaging on Twitter or something.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare just like to talk to somebody like sound like you've been fucking with on SoundCloud and shit like that. Just because it's not very often that you have an actual like voice conversation.
Yeah, man, it's weird as hell. Like thinking about that, like damn, like we don't really, cause as like artists, like we're so like we just work on the music. We just work on like putting the music out and like but we don't really, as far as getting our voice out and people actually being like, oh, that's what he sounds like, or like what I mean?
Yeah, especially it's a whole different thing when I got like vocals on the track and stuff. But as far as what we do, at least most of the time, we don't really put vocals of our own on the track.
Yeah, like we're just too busy like making the songs and like moving on along from that. But how you been, man?
Not too bad, man. Just feeling pretty good. I finished up my last week of like summer classes here in a little bit, or here I guess it was last Friday. So I'm feeling like really good. Like first time in a little while I have like a lot of free time.
Yeah, dope, man, dope. Yeah, that's why I'm glad I caught you on this time then. When you got like your free time, 'cause I know you was like busy.
Yeah,
like...
definitely, man. How about you? How you been, dude? I haven't really heard from you all that often.
Yeah, man. I mean, I try to stay like, I got Instagram and like Twitter, but man, I'm like so bad at with like keeping up like my social my online social presence or whatever. Like it's so like because we go through stuff. We go through just like life stuff, and it kind of gets in the way of us. Yeah. It's so hard to kind of be just online so much. Like I try, we upload our beats and put our stuff out. That's the most I try to do is get my, to let people know.
I mean, that's really at the end of the day, that's what counts,
Yeah. Just making sure, people, let people know we dropping something, but I like talking with people online as far as like, like whether it be you or like Jordan or anybody in like Late Night Collective, any of the fam. Like I just like talking to like just seeing how everybody is, and I think it's important.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean that's the great part. I think Twitter has been like the main. I mean, I've seen a lot of people on Facebook and stuff, which is fine, but something about Twitter, man, it's just like so easy, and it seems like everybody who makes beats of some sort's got like a little bit of a Twitter presence, so it's just a nice way to communicate.
It allows us to be all like emo and shit with our stuff. Like we
just, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, but let our emotions through the music and the words. But yeah, man, it's dope. It's good to have you on here, though, man. I was hyped. I was like, damn, man. God,
I appreciate you having me on. It's nice to, you know what I'm saying? It's nice to just do something a little different,
Yeah. Usually I have a co-host. My co-host, Mick Mac, who does my art. He does like all like my art for my covers.
Oh, okay.
And usually he's on here, but he, the old folks' home said he had to be like in bed by a certain time, so he's like, he had to get some Z's. I'm just joking, by the way. He's not old. He's like young, but it's like a little inside joke where I'm like he's like old as hell, but he's like in his 30s. But
okay. Yeah. So he's a little bit senior.
Yeah, he's like, he's gonna probably like hit me up like, what are you talking about? Nah, that's all an inside joke. But usually I have someone else on here. I tried to get my other homie too, but he was kind of busy. But so it's just me and you on here. But yeah, man, I want to just like talk to you about some stuff.
Sure.
One thing I want to say is like, how did you get into like music? Like, what was your first thing like?
So that, I mean, if we're talking like just straight up getting into music, I mean, it's been a lifelong thing. I've always been like really big into just like listening to music. I mean, that was like back when I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
I would get out the Walkman, or like really that was my main thing. Just like always having a Walkman. I always getting in trouble for having headphones in. Everybody yelling at me like, "Hey, you need to communicate!" Like just like sitting there talking on here, and you're like, "Yeah, listen to music." Better. And it's just one of those things kind of developed over time. I've always like, I think even when I was like real young, listening to music, like damn, I've always really wanted to do something with it. I've always had that dream, like being on stage and stuff like that. I didn't know how I was gonna like materialize, but throughout the years, just kind of I started picking up guitar, started picking up drums here and there, like not anything real serious, just kind of like self-taught type stuff. And then I think it was probably around like 2010 when I really was like, all right, like I had been on SoundCloud, I never like made music or anything, but like I just was always like really active in like, you know, listening on SoundCloud and stuff, and I was just like, damn, I gotta try this out. Like a lot of big like influences like beyond SoundCloud, you know, like a lot of people that make beats, I think we would all say like Madlib, J Dilla, Flying Lotus. Like, I mean, really, Flying Lotus was like, he was probably like my number one. Like, I just remember like, I think it was maybe like my 10th grade year. I was like, damn, I just like heard, might have been Cosmogramma or something. And I was just like, I mean, I think it was Cosmogramma that came out in my 10th grade year. And I like instantly caught that and just could not stop listening to it. And I was just like, dude, this guy, he's a master. And it's just like, from then on, it's like, damn, I just like, I don't know. It developed over a long period of time, I think. It's one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear it in your music. I was gonna say that, like, that makes sense though. Like, it's funny hearing people's, you know, hearing other people's like inspirations, because you can hear it in your music, and I can definitely hear it in yours. Like, that makes sense. Like, even when you see like the guitar, like you had picked up the guitar and the drums, like I can hear it in like your rhythms and your music, and I'm like, damn, how do you do that? Like, it's just funny, like hearing from you, like how, you know, your background as far as getting into it, and like you're like you're OG in it, because you said like 2010 you was on SoundCloud, like you decided to jump on there, even though it was
back in the day, but like back then it was not the same, you know. It wasn't even like the people who were making the stuff that, like, if you want to say that they were making something similar, or like, you know, I guess a pretext to what we're making now, is like, it was really low. It was really like, I don't want to say robotic, but like, you know, it just didn't have the like swing. It didn't have the soul. Like that was left to all the real influencers, something like Flying Lotus and Madlib and all those guys. And like, yeah, you had your here's and there's, but like, I remember like back in the day, I think like my first like big like thing was I was listening to like Grimdoza. I mean, I'm trying to think of who else was like around at that time. Even like, I don't know if you know Shamana. You know who that is?
Yeah, Shamana. Yep, I see. He just dropped something.
Like he used to make shit that's not even like near the same what he makes now.
Oh yeah.
And like I remember him and Grimdoza and like a couple of those other dudes that were like in their same like little squad, like Al Dali and couple dudes like that.
Yeah, Al Dali. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. I remember those. Yeah.
Those guys were just like, damn, dude. That changed everything for me, because like, even like listening to like just the originators of hip hop,
live,
like, you feel so like, especially, I mean, for me, I have like a lot of influences beyond like hip hop. You know, it's like I like rock, I like jazz, I like all kinds of stuff. So it's like you hear those guys, it's almost like, damn, I could never touch them. Like, I don't really have a conception of how I could get to that point.
Yeah.
But then you get on SoundCloud, you're like, oh shit. I mean, I see this dude that's 19 years old, just like me, who's making beats. Like, I feel like I can do something like that, and I have that inside me. And it's like, I like, it just like, it clicked all of a sudden. I just like, one of my buddies, Spencer, I made a lot of music with him, actually.
Yeah.
And we just like, we went hard on Ableton, SP, all of it. Just like he had an SP 555, I had the 404, and we just stayed up 5 a.m. months at a time. You know what I'm saying? Just like making crazy amounts of music.
Yeah, that's how you do it, man. Like, that's really like, whenever I tell like people, like, just keep at it, man. Like, especially in the beginning, like the beginning, you just grind, man. You just make no matter how bad it is. I got my words. So like, no matter how bad it is, you just gotta keep like pumping it out. That's man. Experimenting. Possible
way. Like, I've talked to so many people that, like, just throughout the years of just being on Twitter and SoundCloud, like, hey, you know, this or that, what did you do to get here? What did you do? I'm like, really, I'm not done. I'm just here. You know what I mean? Like, I feel the same way you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still feel like just one of the same people that could be asking any other person, like, hey, how do you get to this point? And like, that's all they're gonna say is just keep at it. I mean, I know, you know Devin Malik, you know who that is?
Yeah, Devin Malik. Yeah, he was actually in he was in one of the collectives I was in, like, way back. And, he's from Atlanta, because y'all from the same place.
Him, like, actually, one of the few people in SoundCloud that I've actually like met through SoundCloud, but he lives close. So, we met him in real life and stuff. And we went to an Earl show it had like Knowledge. I think No Worries was like the second like act, and then Earl was the finisher. And like after the show, Devin like went up to Earl and Knowledge and was like just asking him, talking to him and shit. And, like I'll always like, I swear to God, after this day, like I knew this was something that I like felt, but this is the shit that just got me into like it put it into words. Like Knowledge was like, I don't remember exactly what Devin said to him, but he asked him like, hey, you know, like how do you do it? What keeps you going? Whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, all I do. He's like, I keep fucking bitches, I smoke weed, and I just make beats. That's all I do. I'm like, bro, that is so dope. You know, like, I will never forget hearing that shit. Just like, all right, man, like that's it. Like that's life, man.
Yo, that's crazy, man. Yeah, that it's funny though, cause like when you hear, you know, especially people like that you look up to, you ask them, like we just said, like they'll give like a simple answer. Like it's like you would think that it would be some like intricate like thing where it's like, oh, I did this, and it's like, nah, man, just keep making fucking music, you know what I mean, and like smoking.
Just do it, man. Just do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like just, of course, like, cause I remember, man, when I first got on, I didn't get on until SoundCloud at least until around like 2012 or 2013 or so, and yeah, like I remember when I first got on, I was just putting stuff out, and just like I was like, damn, man, if I could get like 1,000 followers, you know, around that time you kind of like, if I can get this many followers, if I can get like a certain amount of views, and then like then you
like,
get to
shit, I got 1,000 plays on this track. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and it's just like then you get to a point where it's just kind of like, not that you don't really necessarily look at it as much, but you kind of like you do at the same time, but it's like, I don't know, you've gotten over the high of that. Yeah, just kind of now it's just about like, let me just improve my sound so I can like
I think it shifts from like the initial like I want that like what is it, like a, I don't know what to call it, like a validation, you know what I mean? Like you want other people to like to admit like, okay, you are doing the right like thing, you sound like someone who knows how to make music. Once you get that validation, you're like, all right, now I get to be like my own artist. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna just make like, I'm gonna try, like you said, improve the sound. And I think like I've watched it happen so many times where that same process of just like they come up, you see them, you see their SoundCloud, they hit you up, whatever, they're 300 followers, 50 plays, and you're like, damn, they actually, you know, they're making some shit, sounds fine, you know what I mean? You tell them, hey, keep doing this, you're doing your thing. You know, 2 years later, they got 10K followers, they got Spotify plays, all this shit, you know what I mean? They got all of it, and you're like, damn, like they literally went from like someone that sounded like everybody else, and now I can't, I'm like thinking, listening to music, like, damn, dude, what the fuck is he doing? Like,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Like I had that same thought. Like it's just like, I don't know, man. Like so, even when like I talk to, you know, Jordy, we talk to them, and like Clancy, and they always like, you know, they had those thoughts like, damn, I want to quit, and like, cause you know, they see other people, they see us, or they see like, you know what I mean, other people doing a certain thing, you know what I mean, they wonder like how they get to a certain point. And it can be discouraging, but it's like, nah, man, just like don't even worry. It's hard though telling like somebody to be like
because you know when you were there, you've been there, like you've been there, but it's like hindsight, you look back at it, it's like, bro, there's no reason to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you do what you're doing, you will get there. It doesn't like,
yeah,
you know,
man. Because you never know like who's watching. Someone's always watching you. Like
hell yeah, they are, dude. Hell yeah.
Sure, man.
I mean, dude, I think really in the past like month, my music like career has actually started. Like I've been making beats for 5 years, but like I haven't done shit until like just recently, because like I'm not gonna exactly say exactly what it is, but we'll just say like a lot of shit is gonna be changing in the way that like I release music, and just everything, and like just literally everything's gonna change, but like in the best way possible. And it's not gonna be like a drastic thing where it's like, you know, I'm not gonna be making the same type of music or some shit like that, but it's just like, it's definitely gonna be some like a restructuring. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
It'll be a restructuring.
Okay. Dang, man, we got some exclusive news on Oxela and his music endeavors. That's dope, man. That's dope to hear though. Like I'm always like, I love hearing about that. Like, you know what I mean? Especially like my peers and my homies that making music, like to hear Dave.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Just making those right steps to getting close, you know, getting close to where they want to be in a certain way, like musically.
Yeah,
just,
man.
so
like, it's weird because like a lot of times, and especially up until recently, it's like I never really thought of myself as like I don't want to say I haven't thought of myself as a musician or whatever, because maybe I have, but it's like I haven't like said like I'm a professional musician or like this is my career
Mm-hmm.
because like I've been going to school, I've been doing this other shit for like so long, but
Yeah.
like you know, it seems like lately, just because of some of the like certain things that are happening, I can start. I don't want to say that like to make it seem like I'm like truly just considering myself like you know Mozart over here, but like definitely like a little bit more official, you know?
Yeah, man. Trust me, yo. Yo. That's why we call you the God Ox. Man, you killing it, yo. Like that's how I'm always like inspired by your stuff too a lot. Like just
yeah, I appreciate
even, like,
that.
your last,
that means a lot though.
You know,
it
even
really
your last
does. Like
joint.
I love like I cannot. There wouldn't be anything without like you. There's so many people out there too, but like I know like the people who have my back. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you got those people out there. You're like you can tell they're genuine. Like it's like legit support. You're just like
Hell yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. That's why I was like, it's just always good to, you know what I mean, just to talk to each other and uplift each other, man. Especially people that you just admire as far as their style goes. Just like, you know what I mean? Like when I hear your stuff, like your last joint, I think it's called Thule.
Yeah.
That one's crazy. I was listening to that, and yeah, man, I just love it. Like even I also want to talk about this too. You mentioned it's not like a secret like thing you do. I mean, I remember you telling us about like the ASMR sounds.
Oh yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
What were you gonna ask me about it?
No, I just want because I remember you would talk to us about that. You would like, you know what I mean, you like mentioned it in like the little chat where we was talking. I was like, I didn't say anything. Or I think I did, but I was just kind of thinking like, damn, he does ASMR sound. That's funny because like I've seen some ASMR videos. I'm like, damn, these do have some like good like sound. I just haven't figured out.
It is a gold mine.
I just haven't figured out which way I want to use it yet. But I was like, yeah, it's some like funny, like cool little like the crunch sound. Like it's just so much. It's so much.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was dope.
Dude, I mean, let's see, not the last track I made, but like a couple tracks, like you know, the last few tracks I made, like the first part of it, I was like, I'm just gonna use either sample, because I've been trying to record my own sounds at this point too.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's only so many good videos. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty out there. There's new ones every day, but it's just like at some point, you know, you gotta like. I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make my own shit. And then I mean, I also still do use the same certain people, but
yeah.
Dude, I made like a whole, not the sample, but everything but the sample was all just like sounds. It wasn't like, oh hey, I'm gonna grab my kicks and my snares and all that. So that was, it's pretty cool to try to do that.
Yeah, are we gonna have like a Oxela ASMR channel? Is that like an exclusive too?
Maybe. You never know.
That's dope.
Nah, it's more like what I like to do. I find like if you go maybe like just find some random like plastic in your house and maybe like glass.
Yeah.
You kind of just like hit it with certain objects and like you really start to like if you put it onto like a waveform file, you start to like look at the files. You just find like rims, like it sounds like a rim snare. It sounds like a hi hat. You know what I'm saying? Like it almost sounds like you're just getting a drum kit off the you know wherever you get your drum kits from. Because it's like I feel like that's half the time. That's what people do other than like recording a real drum sound or whatever. It's just like, damn, This sounds like a rim snare that I have like on some other sample kit. You know what I'm saying? It's so tight.
Yeah, man. Like drums to me is like as long as I feel like as long as I have some like some good drums that I can just like play around the rhythms with, like I feel like I'm straight. Like the only times I feel like if I got some good like a good kick and a good snare or something like that and have like hi hats, I just get like super experimental with it. You know what I mean? Like now I feel like I've
no doubt.
I feel like I've gotten. I think that's one of my strong points. I'd say is like the drums. Like it's just so fun to me. Like
you
just
really
playing.
No, like honestly though, I mean, if I think you have a pretty damn good overall sound, just because like I think you have a lot more of. I don't want to say it's like I don't want to say that you're like it's not very classifiable because I can't really say like okay it's this sound.
Yeah.
But it's like you had this like soulful. It's got like it's got all these different like influences that you can hear and like you can play some certain places. It might not be legitimately like where you got it from, but like I hear it all and like I could say drums very strong suit, but that would be like kind of understating it because I think your sampling is on point, dude. Like your soul samples. I mean, dude, come on.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I got bodied by the God Ox. What's that on?
I'm playing. Seriously.
But yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, like that's only because like seriously, like you Jordan. Like, there's so many other people though, man. So many people in the community.
It's hard to name everybody.
Yeah, just everybody.
There's everybody. They all know who they are.
They know who they are, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Just like
seriously.
That's where you get your inspiration from. Like, just like, it's not even like I don't do it like, okay, I'm gonna take this. It's just kind of like you implement it in, and it's like it works, and then just kind of, I mean, that's
and even sometimes, like, I know, I mean, I don't want to say I've ever just like straight up bit things, but it's like, okay, you think about it in the back of your mind. You're like, damn, all right, this was crazy, and then you get on a track and you're like starting to make sure you're like, oh, I have an opportunity to, like, I can use this technique to, like, it goes with the song. You don't have to do it on every song, but like, I will say, I mean, on certain tracks here and there, I'm like, oh shit, this sounds like this. I gotta keep this because this sounds too good. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds like something else, but I can't like hate on it. You know?
Yeah, man, that's just the beauty of like just creating stuff, man. I swear, like just being able to just the like when you get to like that fun of it again. You know what I mean? Because after we've done it for so long.
Oh man, I know.
It gets kind of like, damn, like, okay, like, but when you get to the fun of it again, it's kind of like, you know what I mean, you get your head bobbing to your own, like, that's when it's just like fun again, and you just keep that energy up as long as you can, you know what I mean, just keep that, and that's when you make tapes, and you made hella tapes, you made like, man, crazy amounts, so like, I'm trying to get on y'all level, you know what I mean, with the tapes, man, but I just be...
Well, I'll put it this way, it's great until, like, you start having to figure out what all you've ever sampled in your life.
Yeah.
Because recently I've had to do that, and dude, I've gotten through like maybe 5 albums. Because like, dude, I don't know half the shit I sampled over 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have the same computer that I used to.
Yeah.
I don't have like all the same equipment. In my Ableton, it's all like, you know, like if I try to go look at a beat that I made in 2016, it's gonna be corrupted. Like it doesn't like open the file. So like. And my SP card, like, I have to clean that shit out every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't have the remnants of all that shit, so, like, it's tough. But, like, at the same time, obviously, I feel great. I'm proud of myself for, like, all the releases, but I think it's, you know, I'm just looking forward, man. I'm really excited to get out. Like, I've got a lot of new stuff that's going to come out here, and I'm really, really excited about it.
Yeah, man. Are you like doing any new shows too, or are you doing any playing?
You know, I haven't really done a show in a while, and I would like to. It's just, you know, like the main plug that I had to the shows is my dude Tapes, and he's been out like doing all kinds of shit with the Harlem Globetrotters and shit. He's like taking pictures for him.
Oh wow!
It's like he hasn't been around, but hopefully here in the next little while here, like maybe in the fall sometime, I would love to like have some performances again. I miss like just taking the SP out there and doing shit with it.
Yeah, man, I've been planning on it too. Like how long you had the SP for a while since you say that's the
it's been probably 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah. I was like, it's funny though, cause like I use the machine.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, that's dope. Those things are tight.
Yeah, I have like the first generation machine micro that I've had since like 2013 or 14. I've had it for a long time, and I'm planning on getting like the another variation of it, like the MK3. You know, it's a little bit better. But I was also thinking about getting, man, like I remember when I first wanted an MPC. I wanted an MPC like 1,000.
Oh, I know,
like,
man.
One of them, or like, and now recently I wanted to get like the SP, one of the SPs, specifically the 404, which everyone uses mostly for like live performances. You know, I feel like that'd be.
It's so nice for live shows. Like if you're just doing like a beat set, I think. Really, I mean, you could use the machine. I think, if I remember correctly, I think that's what Devin used for a long time. Was just like his machine, took his computer up there and everything.
Yeah, he was on the machine.
But really, I think, like for as far as like performances go, there's just nothing more simple than throwing all your tracks into the SP, and you throw a couple like ad libs or whatever you want on there, and you just fuck around. You have a great time.
Yeah, it seems like fun. So I think I might try to look towards doing that, especially with I haven't actually performed live yet, but I feel like once I go out to Cali soon, I'm gonna try to see if I can hook something up with that, because I feel like that's like just being able to perform, man, and like talk to people in person. You know what I mean? Like,
so nice, man.
Yeah, man. Like even with I recently saw Black Milk. He came to Albuquerque recently, and I've seen him twice actually. I've seen him when he was in DC. And I just recently saw him again, and it was just dope. Like he's a real down to earth person too, man. Like he came like after a set. He was a small little venue, but after a set, man, he just came down, just like, what's up? Like just talking to people and stuff like that.
That's so nice, man.
Yeah, man, it's just dope seeing like people like that. You know what I mean? That just like, you know what I mean? They chill, like, cause a lot of like times like you got people that look up to, you know, the bigger producers per se, and it's kind of like, you know, like, oh my god, like he's a regular dude. You know what I mean? Like we all regular people.
Hell yeah,
we all regular people.
It's so funny how it is like that, because like, you know, you come up and you hear like you talk about these people, like let's just say like, you know, BSDU or beside you, however you want to say his name. Like I think he's probably been brought up like when in terms of beat making more than like so many people in the SoundCloud era. And you talk to him like, just like I remember he started this like that lo-fi hip hop forum like a long time ago, and dude, he was like just so like you could just talk to him, he's normal shit, but like the dude's getting millions of plays on SoundCloud, like legit millions of plays. You're like, damn, dude. But like it doesn't change him really. Like it's hard to understand. I don't know if it's understanding. It's just like it's hard to like realize. Okay, you see all these crazy amounts of stats on SoundCloud, but really like, is it amounting to anything like monetarily or like opportunity wise? Maybe, but not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like unless you're like Lil Yachty or whatever, like one of those guys. But you know, for hip hop, for beat making, it's not the same. But I think with Spotify, I think that's actually like starting to change.
Like Spotify. And I remember I seen you talk about this on Twitter. You know, you kind of state like as far as like how SoundCloud and stuff like that, and Spotify. It's like it's weird because it's like I'm with you on that though. As far as like when people say, "Oh, just switch over to Spotify," and like I have been putting up more stuff on Spotify. You know, what's funny is like I had one of the tracks that I had. It got put in like a playlist. It got by like the Spotify people or whatever, and that threw me off because like the track was like years old. Like this wasn't even like a recent good track.
That's how it is, man. Spotify, it's pretty good for that. I'll tell you that.
And like, you know, they pay you, but you would have to get like a good amount of views, and you know, that's the beneficial part of it. But yeah, it's like the thing about I like to be able to talk. I like when people like comment. You know what I mean? They be like, yo, it's good to see that. Like even if it's like your peer, like it's just good to see that. Like people.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. Like it just like, feels nice. You're like you feel like. I've been talking about this like to a lot of people. Like it's just that community aspect of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that the community still exists on Twitter, but it's like this is like purely like kind of a vanity thing. But like if you like, let's just say you put out like a tape or whatever, right? You put your link up on Twitter and you get 40 people to look at that shit, and like, you know, 25 of them click on the link. It's like that doesn't get you your plays. Like that's not where your shit's coming from. Like your shit's coming from SoundCloud people who are dedicated to get on SoundCloud and listen to your shit. Same goes for Spotify, because those people just get up on those like lo-fi playlists or whatever, the hip hop playlist, and they listen to that shit. But it's like where, you know, like we were saying, the comments are where really I think that's as simple as it sounds. Like it really does make such a big difference. Like whenever you're like kind of trying to feel like how people are feeling about your songs and shit. So
yeah, man, especially like people from all over, like just people from Mexico, or some different country. It's just like, I don't know, it's just a dope feeling. And if Spotify were to have that, or like you said, Twitter, you know, you get like a bunch of like retweets and stuff like that, but it's like people, you know, you click on it and it's just like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? It's
does
like,
it translate into anything not normal?
It just looks, it just looks good. It just looks good to be like, oh, okay, it's got this many numbers, but like, I never liked that. And even with like just seeing other people like or other things, you're like, it's a bunch of just the numbers look good, but like it's the actual interaction, like, you know what I mean? Like, is that there? Human interaction, like people genuinely enjoying what you make. You know what I mean? I feel like that's part of what keeps you going.
We're losing out on that when it comes to Spotify, because like, and I think there's another issue that I have with it, and I can't really say that much about it anymore, because like I have gotten lucky with opportunities. Like I don't know, you know, from here, you know that dude on SoundCloud.
Yeah, from here. Yep.
Yeah, he's a pretty good homie of mine, and he and I, like, we put out a tape earlier this year that like just went dumb on Spotify. Like it was crazy how many plays and shit. Like I had like 2 million plays on Spotify, and like more than half of them are from that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like it feels good when you get on that like level, like, oh shit, I have a million something to play. Like, I don't even have a million plays on SoundCloud, and I've been doing this shit for 5 years. And I mean, I probably do overall all the different releases, but it's taken me so much work and like everything to get to that point.
Same.
But then you get to like, you know, you see Spotify in the matter of like 6 months, I got 2 million plays. I'm like, damn, this is crazy shit. But like, do people really know you? Like, are you just a name on a playlist? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like that's where like I have an issue with it.
Exactly.
It's like where like people aren't separating you from that playlist. Like, you're getting those plays on the playlist and it's great. You're getting money. That's really what like that's what's gonna help you like keep doing what you're doing because of like, you know, survival sustenance. Mm-hmm. But as far as like somebody going, I love Ox, I love KiLaM, like, dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you gonna say that they like really know you if they're just like going through a mass playlist of 300 people? You know, it just doesn't really make any sense to it.
Yeah, it's just like because you do, like you say, you get the numbers, you get the plays, but it's like you're missing something as far as aside from that. You know what I mean? It's just you need those. You do get numbers, but you need that interaction. You need that to kind of complete it as a whole, and that's what like
definitely
without it, it's kind of like you know, because like you said, it's funny because like I've been grinding on SoundCloud, and like the track that I put up on Spotify that got put in that big playlist or whatever, like it got like close to 1 million in like a couple of months. And I was like, damn, like I don't even got, like you said, I didn't got that on SoundCloud, so I was like, damn, man. Like I keep putting stuff on Spotify, but that didn't like that didn't stop me from posting on, you know, SoundCloud. Even then, you know,
it's funny because like I was having a conversation about this earlier. It's like it feels like you built this SoundCloud. Like we are so, like you as much as I or any, you know, all the people you've been talking about, Jordy, all those things. Like we made this community. And like we keep it alive. We like, you've been doing this shit forever.
Yeah.
I've been doing this shit forever. Like we've seen so many people come and go.
Yeah.
And like we still keep doing this thing where we're doing what we're doing. Like we haven't let any of it discourage us from like keeping making music. Mm-hmm. And it seems like the reception of people has never ever like it's never stopped growing. You know what I'm saying? Like we've always still like kept attaching on like more followers, more plays, whatever, every time we do something. Mm-hmm. But now to see like SoundCloud, when you put up something and it just stays stagnant for a while, you're like, damn, this just doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean? It's like, and you know, it's because people are they're on the Spotify trend. They're just like, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird feeling, man. It's like it feels like I'm losing out on like something that I like helped create. Yeah. But I mean, I don't want to take that much credit for it. It's just like I was a part of this really vibrant community of people that made music together and really cared about it, really cared about the music, didn't care about like taking pictures and all the other bullshit. And now it's like when it comes to Spotify, it's starting to commercialize it. It's like they're trying to make money off of what like our community, you know what I mean? It's like we're like, we literally made lo-fi, or like I don't even want to like, I don't want to say that you're necessarily making lo-fi just because like you have a more of a unique perspective on it, but like I would still consider all of us to be making some form of lo-fi hip-hop just because we're not sitting in like a $3 million studio you know, like making that shit
in our bedrooms. It's like
so it's just like in that whole like way, it's like it just feels like, damn dude, this is just getting away from like where it started. And like sometimes that's a good thing, presents monetary opportunities, but like I hope that we can still preserve that like feeling of just like, damn, this is something that we're a part of, and like you know, we're still like all involved in this. And like I think eventually it'll get there with Spotify.
Yeah, hopefully.
But I don't know. You know, you just never know.
Yeah, and I just hope like you said, with that creates, you know, when other people see like, oh, this is getting a bunch of plays, and you have people that fall into you have people that were once, you know, they might have been like more like left field within, just like doing something totally different than the crowd was doing, you know, as far as like in the community, they kind of dive more into like, oh, okay, well maybe I have to make this type of music to get
exactly.
Plays.
See, that's I guess you put it exactly the way I was probably trying to say it, that I just couldn't think in my head.
Oh, no, I definitely got you though. Yeah, I definitely get what you were saying.
Like the commercialization of it breeds like a popular sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like people are getting on those playlists and going, okay, here's a guy with 1 million plays. I have to make a beat that sounds like this now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not that like not everybody does that. And it's not a bad thing to go on those playlists. It's not a bad thing to go on there as an artist and go, what's popular right now? Like, what is my competition? What should I like, keep in mind? But you don't need to go, all right, I'm gonna like completely aggravate my whole artistic integrity just to make something that will get playlisted. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a fine line. And I mean, there's like I've had this conversation too. There's always going to be people copying. There's like doesn't matter what you're doing. So like at some point, we kind of got to let it go. But it's hard to, because again, SoundCloud is just such a real community of people, and like Spotify just doesn't feel real.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, man. Like that's why I always try to encourage, like, especially younger producers, but even the younger guys, like, they're doing it big. But you got, some people that's like kind of lost in as far as like where to go with their style, or like how, like we just said earlier, how you, how'd you get into your style, or how'd you, come into like your style of music. And really, it's just like, because you're always gonna have the influences, but it's always good to just like stick with what you're doing, man, no matter what nobody else is doing. It's hard. It's easier said than done, but it's like really like,
no doubt,
you gotta get through that, man. Because I remember like I used to I mean, as far as my style though, I've always said though, like whenever I would make like a certain specific sound, like I would switch it up completely, because I'm like, no, I don't want to like stay. That's what as far as I go, I was like, because I didn't want to dive into like, or if like one of my tracks was like a lo-fi, one of my tracks was like a real soulful track, or one of my tracks was like almost like a knock. I would try to switch it up each go around. It's still gonna have remnants of those styles, but I like it to keep it like you can't really put it in like a box. It's always gonna be changing, just like your sound, man. Like your sound is like like you said about with Vines, like I can't put your style stuff. You making like a certain area because you're always making like different stuff. It's always, and like
that's a good thing. It's a good thing to have diversity in your production, and I think that's why I feel like your mindset just affirmed like my thoughts. Like, okay, you really are like actively pursuing on switching up styles and stuff. So that's good. That helps you develop your own sound. Like you get your own thing. So instead of sounding like this guy makes lo-fi hip hop, no, he has his own sound that he's making. Like, what I'm saying? So that's really a good thing.
Yeah, like his own style that consists of lo-fi. You still able to make that whenever you want to. You know,
exactly. And you have the elements of it in all of that. Like you said, like your drums are so important, and I think you have a really good like idea of like I need this sort of style of drums, but it's not like repetitive. You know what I'm saying? Like I always hear you switching up some crazy like snare patterns or something. I'm just like, damn, dude, he's really just like, he switched. I remember the last time, like, I was thinking about this, like, it might have been just one of the times when you posted something in like late night or something, like it was a while back, but like I just remember like I heard it and I'm like, dude, like what, like I couldn't even think. I'm like, whoa, like this is some fun. Like I always feel like that, but like I just like, I can definitely see the grind. I can see the, you know what I mean, just all of that, like elements of everything that you've been working towards. It was like, damn, he's really starting to like realize like this sound that he like, it just sounded you were coming into your own. And I think every I don't know when it was, like I said, but since then I don't think you put out anything that's not just like, what the fuck, damn, dude.
I mean that's the thing too. It's like, because you have artists that like are scared to like not change up this, like they're scared to go somewhere else, because like branch out, because they're afraid that like they'll lose their like core, the
traction,
core the people that like will come to them for a certain thing.
Definitely. And it's funny, I had a buddy, like one of my friends, I won't even say who it is because there's a good chance he'll probably listen to this, so he'll probably know who it is.
Leave him out.
But he hit me up, he sent me this EP and he was like, bro, I'm gonna put this EP, I think I'm gonna put it out. But I don't know if I should. But I was like, well, what do you mean? I don't know why you wouldn't, I'm like, I'll listen to it. I listened to it. It's a good ass album. Like, damn, dude, this is obviously ridiculous. I mean, most of the shit that he makes is. And then he's like, yeah, I just feel like it's a little bit too off the wall. I'm like, oh, that's a good thing. Like, you don't want people to say, oh yeah, this album, this EP, I could go back to his other one. Just it sounds exactly the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you ever want that? So, like, and he's like, yeah, I guess you're right. I'm like, please put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to do it. Like,
Yeah.
You have to kind of like find the line between what you're comfortable with and like not comfortable with, kind of like, you know, pushing yourself a little bit like here and there.
Yeah. And also it's that reminds me too, that gives me another story too of like shouts out to Loki, by the way. Late night.
Oh hell yeah.
Loki, he I remember one time we were talking and man, Loki, you still got to put them damn 2 projects, man. You got locked up in the vault somewhere. He has like 2-4 projects, and I was like, yo, why you got like 2 projects like just waiting? Like they got the cover art done, it's like waiting. I'm like, yo, why you still got that shit like locked up, man? But like,
yeah,
I can understand it though, you know, with not wanting to put it out and stuff like that. But you gotta get that stuff out, like you said with your friend.
That's the only way you can move on.
Yeah, that is, man.
Hold on to it.
Yeah, you gotta let it go.
I watched. Have you ever seen the Madlib Red Bull interview?
I think so. Yeah.
It's that big ass long thing they talk, and it was
Yeah.
one of those things like that thing I said about knowledge earlier. It's like there are these little tidbits of like some that they say that just like resonate. Like you have to, you just like you see it, you're like, damn, this is so true.
Yeah.
He was like, don't ever spend more than a week, or he was like, I don't know how long specific time frame. He just said like, I don't like when these producers out here spending 1 week on a beat. He's like, just make a beat, just make them as fast as you can. You're always gonna make a better beat the next time.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
your mind just wants to progress. It's evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you make a beat, you get better. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of saying, okay, I made this perfect 1 beat? Well, that's great, but there's like 50 billion people making music out there.
Yeah.
You don't have time to be wasting a fucking week on one beat. You know what I mean? You just keep making them, and like eventually, there's nothing that you won't that won't be amazing when you touch it. You know, like you got Madlib, you know, he's got, I don't even know how many releases he has, like as an individual, throughout all his different personas and everything. I mean, he's probably got 100 releases. You know what I'm saying? And all of them are just ridiculous because he just doesn't worry. He's just like, I'm just gonna make it. It's gonna be good. It's my taste. You know, that's the gift we have, like with sampling and everything else. It's like we don't have to like worry about, you know, as long as you got that ear, as long as you have the taste, like you're set. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, man. That's why, like, whenever like I try to take that energy. You know, you get that like we were saying, like that energy. Like you make a good beat, you take that and you make like however many more, 5 more, 6 more. You just take that and you go along with it, man. Like you don't want to waste. Like you make that good beat. It's like, yeah, man, it's dope. You listen to it. You just listen to it the next day, and it's like, nah, man, use that energy and make some more joints, man. Because that could be like, you know what I mean? Like you want to just like compile that shit, and then instead of having just one good beat, you could have like maybe 6, 7. You know what I mean? However many you make, you just have a good amount. You can choose what you want to do with those beats, or you want to put out the tape, you want to put out the singles, like anything you want to do with it, man. I think that's important, just to do that, you know. So, damn, man, we've been touching on some good subjects, but I wanted to bring up 2 real quick. This is random, but like you went to China, right? Or you went to like
I did. I
wrote that down. I was like, yeah, you went to China, and I remember you was like, which part were you in? You were in like
I went to a lot of different places, but the main place I stayed was a really small city called Liaocheng. It's we stayed at a college, in the city. It's funny because I say it's really small.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1 million people in the city, like, and it's a pretty big city.
Wow.
But you know, when I say it's 1 million people, they like think it's hilarious that I think that's a lot, because you know they got 1 million people in every city plus. And you know, it was crazy, man. It was definitely life changing. I mean, I know it sounds so cliche, like when people talk about their travels and shit, but like, dude, holy fuck. Like, I never thought it would. I just didn't go in with expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I got there, it's just like, oh my god, like this is insane. There's so much shit. Like, really, I mean, I know I saw U4. He went to China recently.
Yeah, that was dope.
He said somewhat of the same thing. Like, it's just, I feel like I've like lived through him again vicariously, because I just see him tweeting like, you know, damn, there's so much to like be appreciative of in America, and like you just lose like when you go over to that country, especially China. Like, I've been out of the country like 2-3 times now. Yeah. And China specifically, it's like you just lose that like stress and worry of like this really competitive like feeling of being in the U.S. Like, I don't know what it is about the U.S. and we're just so competitive. And like you see people that their entire livelihood is a fucking dumpling cart on the side of the road, but they're like literally the happiest. Like you could never see them complain a day in their life, dude, because they're loving it. And it's like, damn, I'm like unhappy about like my Wi-Fi going out. You know what I'm saying? Like this stupid shit. And these people don't even give a fuck. Like,
man.
They're out here just selling dumplings for less than $1.
Yeah, you definitely see a whole, like, it kind of opens up your world in a way. I guess that's, you know, cliche. It's just cliche to say, but it's, it opens up your world in a lot of, like, just, you know, seeing, like you said, seeing like the difference between, you know, how life is like in the States and like another country where, you know, whether it's poor or whatever, but like you just see, it gives you another perspective on things. Like, damn, like this isn't as, you know, I can totally understand that, man. Like that's why I can't wait to finally when I'm able to like take a trip outside the country somewhere, you know.
I think Asia was definitely like, I mean, it's the coolest place in the world, man. Like I'm huge into food, so like that was a huge thing for me. Like I've always been a huge like Asian food guy, so like on top of that, going to China, like you just like, damn, you can eat all day. They love to watch you eat. They love to like cook you good food. So thumbs up.
Yeah, I got my sister's actually. She's out in South Korea. And,
oh really? Okay,
yeah,
that's a fucking dope place to go.
Yeah, she actually teaches out there, and she was like, she doesn't even want to come back. I was like, damn.
Oh, I bet. You want to talk about some good ass food?
Yeah.
We went to a couple of like Korean places even in China that were fucking dumb, dude. I was like, I was so sad because we went to the same restaurant like 12 times in the month that we stayed in the one city, Liaocheng. The last day we were gonna go there because it was like our favorite place. We're like, we gotta go to the Korean place before we leave. Mm-hmm. We walk up in that fucking place, burnt down, dude.
It burnt down?
It burnt down.
Wait.
The night before, the lady was standing out front like, sorry, close, we burnt down. Like,
oh shit, yo, that's crazy.
I was so sad, but yeah, I'm telling you, I'm jealous now. Your sister out there in Korea, that's fuck, dude. That place, they got some crazy nice food.
Yeah, I can bet, man. Like I seen some pictures you posted. I was like, damn, they look good. But like, I mean, she want to like travel out there, man. Like it's just so dope, man. Like especially like connecting with the people too. Like, you know what I mean? Like a whole nother language. Like, did you learn? Cause you're not that you're learning another language, but you were out there because you were learning like to teach and stuff like that, or like
I was actually at the time I was learning Chinese. I still do, like I still learn it, but it's not like I don't take like a structured classroom setting of it. But like I was there to finish up my last little like part of my like degree, and I was learning Chinese. The good thing for me, like I've just kind of gotten lucky because I've like, always been like a really social person, and then like I worked retail. I just have all these factors in my life that kind of put me out there as far as like being cool with like social contact and stuff. Mm-hmm. A lot of people I went with, they're just like, they're my classmates. They're cool people, real nice people. They're just not really like as outgoing, I could say. Yeah. And like I just tried as hard as I could every day to just talk to anybody that would talk to me. Like it was just, that was such a big part of it. Like we made so many friends, and like there's some crazy shit. Like because we went to Beijing for the last 2 weeks, and you know Beijing, that might as well be New York. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not even like the small cities in China. Like it's a world city. Like I've never seen anything like Beijing. It's the biggest place I've ever been. Yeah. And like I just got so lucky meeting some people. Like hooked me the fuck up the last night I was there. Like because it was my birthday the day I was leaving. Mm-hmm. And this dude just bought us like all kinds of fucking food and drinks and shit. It was crazy, man.
That's dope, man. That's sick. But yeah, like you said, like just speaking to people, and that's really how you learn. You know what I mean? Like
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, like can you speak like a sentence in Chinese? Like can you?
Yeah. What do you want to hear?
I don't know. I don't know. Give me something. Surprise me.
All right. I'll say I like to make music. All right.
Okay.
All right. It's pretty easy, but you know, it's just like something that's along the subject right here. 我很喜欢做音乐.
Damn.
That's it.
That's it.
Yo, shit is really, honestly, the speaking part of it is actually really easy. Like people always talk about like if I ever say like I'm learning Chinese, people are like, oh shit, that's hard. You must be smart. I'm like, honestly, I don't even remember how to write it because like I was alright at it when I was in school, but like now I've just been doing like offhand tutoring and shit with like my people from China, and I just talk. Like, I don't like, you don't really need to write, you know what I'm saying? So like there's keyboards in the world, so like
his keyboards, yeah.
So like I can read it, but I can speak it like better than anything. And if you just solely learn to speak it, it's like learning Spanish, you know what I'm saying? It's not that hard.
Yeah, that's dope though, man. Like, even just hearing you say it, I was like, yo, it's crazy. Like, I can imagine you like speaking it like out with the people and like, you know what I mean, just having like conversations.
It's hard though, because like, especially when you first get there, like you get prepared. Everybody tells you all this shit about China, all the people that have been there, whatever. You get there, it's nothing like they say. You go out in the street, and you hear about the people, like the older folks in China, like they didn't grow up with it's standardized as a language. They didn't go to school. You know, they worked on a farm at their house. Like they didn't have a fucking high school. You know what I'm saying? So like, you go up to them and they say something to you. You're like, I have literally no idea what you're saying to me, because your accent, your dialect is so different than what I've learned. Like, and you know, there's 1 billion something people in China. And for the longest time, up until like, you know, the communist regime took over, they had no, like, the whole country of China didn't speak what the Chinese that they speak today. Like, all the kids our age and younger, they all speak the same language. But all the old people, they speak their own fucking language. So like, you don't even know what the hell they're saying.
That's crazy, man. I've heard, I always hear about that, like the different dialects and like, because of the times. And
it is crazy, dude. It's probably like, you would be saying shit and like they would understand you, but then they would come back at you and you're just like, I'm sorry. Like, I probably said I'm sorry 5 billion times. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck they're saying to me.
Yeah. It's like, sorry. Yeah, damn.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you said. I'm just trying to get my food here.
Yeah, I it's like a guy I watched on YouTube, and he speaks like different like dialects of like from different like countries in Asia and stuff like that. He goes around just like going to different stores and like talking to people, and they're like surprised that he knows it. He's an American. He's like from Ohio or something like that, but he taught it himself. And I was like, cause like I watched like one video, I was like, and I was hooked on it for like I don't know how long. I was just watching like, yo, this is crazy as hell. But like, I don't know, it's just interesting to me, man. Like seeing
that's really cool.
Yeah, cause you can connect with people like that when they hear you, like it's just kind of, you can see their face like light up from like,
oh hell yeah, like even. Like, I'll go, like, I live in Atlanta, so, like, there's a city in Atlanta, well, I guess adjacent to Atlanta, called Duluth, and it's a really heavily, I mean, there's actually a lot more Korean people there than there are any other, like, Asian, like, ethnicities there, but, there's a lot of Chinese restaurants and a lot of, like legitimately, like, Chinese-owned Chinese restaurants, and so, like, I'll go in there, I'll be with my family, you know what I mean, just hanging out. And they're like, oh, you gotta speak Chinese to me, you gotta say something. And I'm like, all right, I will. And they'll come to the table, I'll say, you know, order food in Chinese, and they just like, they get their whole fucking crew out of the kitchen. They get everybody out there, you know, like, oh, this American kid speaking Chinese to us. It's so funny, man.
It's like a show. Everybody like gathers around.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they start like, you know, it's the same thing, like I said, over in China, they bring out the boss or some shit, you know, he's some like 50, 60-year-old dude, and he starts screaming at you, you're like, bro, I don't know. I don't know what you're saying.
Damn, man. That's dope as hell, though, man. I'm pretty sure you got like so many like experiences and like stories. Like,
oh, hell yeah. Dude, I had, we'll put it this way. I had some of the best experiences of my life in China, but I had some of the literal most horrifying experiences in China too. Like, I you know, I like to drink, and shit's really cheap over there, especially in like the small cities. I mean, like, you could get what's like, I guess the Chinese equivalent to like a 40 for like 20 American cents.
Damn.
So like, you buy like a box of 40s for like nothing, you know what I mean? Like $1.50.
Damn.
And like we would just go, like, I was there for school, but like, we had breaks, we had weekends and shit, and one night, like, we had another group of people at the first place we were staying. They're from Asheville, North Carolina, bunch of hippies, cool as shit, just like, you know, talking about smoking weed back in the States and shit, so we all started hanging out.
Yeah.
We went out to like this, like, you know, just like a place to drink, and turns out it was just like, you know, kind of like a dance. I don't know, I don't want to call it like a club, but it almost was.
Yeah.
We're drinking, and then like all of a sudden I just like wake up and I have no shirt on. I'm on a fucking park bench, dude. Like, I don't know where the fuck I am. There's old Chinese people walking by me. They're looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. I thought I was close to the school, but I was like, I got in a taxi eventually, because like I legit walked around the city for probably like I want to say like 15, 20 minutes, and before
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know if I know where I am. And I tried to talk to people. And, you know, some of them will talk to me, but like I'm a shirtless dude walking around in China. I'm not Chinese. They're like, what the fuck is going on?
What's going on? Yeah.
And it was fucked up. And then finally, like, I'm seriously like on the corner, like, somebody please help me. Like, I am fucked. If my teacher's gonna call the cops or some shit. Like,
damn.
I had cops ask me if I needed to go to the hospital and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I just walked away. I'm standing there, I'm like begging, and this dude, like, on like a 3-wheel cart, dude. This dude is like the most. He probably, out of anybody in this world, probably saved my life harder than anyone, dude. He just walks up, just hands me a $10 bill, just fucking drives off, dude. I was like, holy shit. Because I lost. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I didn't have a phone or a debit card. I didn't have any of my shit. I didn't have a wallet. I didn't have any of my stuff. Like, I don't know where it went. I lost my phone. I didn't have a phone for like 2 weeks while I was over there because of this. I didn't have a debit card. I didn't have any cash. So I was fucked.
Damn, man.
This dude throws me a little money. I get a taxi. It took like 25 minutes in the taxi to get back to the school, dude. I was like, shit, I don't know where the fuck we went. I came back and everybody was like, they thought I died. They thought I was gonna be on CNN and shit. It was fucked.
That's wild, man.
That was fun for, like, you know, a story afterwards, but during the time I thought I was going to jail, man. I thought I was going to Chinese jail.
Damn, man. Oxela in China. That's how I'm gonna name this podcast, Oxela in China. This episode. That's crazy, man. I feel you on that. Like, during the time, bet it was like, what the hell is going on? But like now you can kind of like look back at it, like laugh at it.
Yeah,
man.
but now I'm looking back, I'm like, I feel like I've definitely weathered some shit. Like, I slept out on the fucking bench, man. Like,
yeah, man.
I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah, dude. In China, you're not even like remotely at home.
No, not even in a country. Like, and that's the thing. Even in Beijing, it would have been fine because people could speak English there.
Yeah.
Like, we were one of, like, there were, I think, like, including our class, you know, like class and the people from Asheville.
Mm-hmm.
Aside us, like 20 people. There's, at the school of Liao Chung, there's 3 or 4 white teachers, and then, like, I think there was one person from Europe or something.
Yeah.
But that is the only non-Chinese people in that whole city, pretty much. Like, so, like, you're like, what the like? They don't even know what to think of you when you get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look at you, they're like, what are you?
What are you? Like an alien? Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. Because, like, most of them, like I said, they don't really. It's not like they're like super poor, but like shit, man, they don't really care about like having a bunch of technology, and they're just not exposed to it because like their whole family, like, they just do like a survival type of thing. It's not like a luxury type of thing. They just they grow their own food, they own their own like store or restaurant or whatever, and that's their fucking life for their whole family. So like they're not out there watching TV, they're not out there watching movies and shit. So like really the only people that are cool, like really like I guess adjusted to like foreigners are like college age kids, you know?
Yeah, man.
It's weird.
Yo, that's a dope story, man. I'm glad you told that on here, dude. Like, that's awesome. Yeah, that's like an awesome little segment.
It's definitely an experience. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people will be able to take something from that, man. It's real dope, man. I just want to say I'm glad I got you on here, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I appreciate you having me.
Podcast, dude.
It's nice to just kind of like, you know, air it out.
Yeah, and for it to be it's like our first time again, once again like talking to each other, like, you know what I mean, just like natural as hell, you know what I mean. So it's just dope. Do you have any like projects? I think you said you was dropping. You got a lot of music in the works dropping.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit coming out with like other people. Like my friend. He used to be known as Archangel, but now he changed it to Upset.
Upset, yeah. I speak to him too. Yeah, Upset. That's the homie.
Yeah, good dude, really good dude.
Yeah, that's the homie.
He sent me like, I will shout this out forever, dude. This kid sent me like 40 minutes worth of just straight synth, dude. Like, hard as fuck, sounds so good. Yeah. And he's just like, here you go, man. Just like do whatever you want with this. I'm like, oh shit. So I just like we got probably about a 25-minute. Thing that's coming out here. I'm not sure how it will be released, but that's like right now that's probably like what I'm really looking forward to, just because I put a lot of time into it. He put a lot of time into it. We really just like we got a good thing going with that. I'm always just working on solo stuff. You know, I gotta probably like let's just say the next month I probably got an EP coming, and then I'm working on like hopefully like a big tape, maybe some vocals on it here or there. we'll see how that goes. And then other than that, yeah, just your collabs here and there. I got like a couple things coming with my friend G Mills, OSL, just like throw some names out there that are just like some homies in the game out there. Just,
shout out to them.
Yeah, seriously. And so I'm looking forward to all that, man. I'm really excited.
All right, man. Yo, this is dope. I'm just looking forward to this episode, man. This is like real, like, yeah. I'm gonna be like excited to finally put this one out because I feel like people
man.
really gonna
appreciate it again, man. I really do.
Yeah, man. I feel like people are really gonna be able to, like, you know what I mean, just kind of hear from you and like actually hear your voice and just how, you know what I mean, your points on certain things. And man, this is real dope. Yeah, man. So that was Oxela, the god, the Ox, the man himself. This concludes episode 9, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that. This is dope for me, man. It's got me all hyped. So I feel like I'm about to make a whole tape now after this. You know, like, inspired me. So I'm about to like go back to the drum board and come up with some crazy joint to drop. So man, this is dope, man. And
word.
Yeah, man. Peace, y'all.